Real talk, the metaphor messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, a pothead like the 70s, a different kind of mind. They say we only speak in melodies. Legend in the game, I think I found a solution. Got a crazy kind of flow, I need a verbal institution. Monster on the mic, I feel like hip-hop then adopted me. You pussy niggas shook, you let them turn this to a mockery. I give a fuck about their recognition. I'm trying to spit the fucking truth, somebody get the message. These politics, they overstate the obvious. They shooting like Stoyakovich, it's war on every continent. Deeper than you know, I'm what you hate if you the government. Young black with heart, I put a hex on the establishment. Niggas playing patty cake and I was trying to regulate. A lot of them I emulate, but none of them I demonstrate. Hip-hop will never need a eulogy. They give us 10%, they trying to take away gratuity. Work for what you want, I learned that shit from fucking Aubrey. And she ain't never lied, I told her this was nothing new to me.
Thank you, Real Talk Metaphor Messiah. It's Wednesday, mother truckers, it's Wednesday. And look, we got a show tonight, okay? Thank you, Real Talk. Look, we got a show tonight. Because I've been around this game a while, okay? Y'all know, not always the most successful in the world, but I've been around this game a long time. I've had peaks and valleys and all that stuff. And I have covered the craziest of the crazy. I mean, dating back to Joyce Sparkle and all the stuff that me and Fabel and Vega, when he'd come on and say crazy things, the things that we would cover, all these insane lower commentary and sometimes higher commentary Sperg dramas were some of the most fun times of my life, because there's just few things in this world that's better than lower tier Sperg drama, especially when it's one-sided. You know, when you got 2 or 3 sides that are going at it, that's the norm. You know, that's what it is now. That's all we see is people just war and then the fights, and that's the only thing that seems to get any coverage. Then people, I miss the old school people who never would respond to their haters and let the channels build and make content and just allow it to happen and never even acknowledge the existence. Because that's the trick. If you can do that, you can really get a lot farther, because you're focusing on your money. You're focusing on what's important. You're not focusing on the hate. You know it exists. You accept it and you move forward. That's kind of the way it should be. You know, what's up, TKO Rising? How you doing, buddy? Going back to when I was just a fucking wrestling YouTuber and hearing the things that were said, and, you know, to me personally, about family members and my daughter, I've heard it all. I've heard the attacks. I know how far people can go. Nothing really surprises me anymore. And I guess the reason for that is because we've seen everything. But you also don't expect a lot of it to continue in 2025. It's not something you would expect, because why would it? This seems like something that most people have learned. A lot of these tactics don't really work. The obsessing, the stalking, the doxing, the CPS calls, all the things that we would see back then. And really, the over obsession was kind of the big one. It always starts with that. You know, you get over 5 to 10 videos on somebody, you're going to the bad place. And this is what we saw in the early days in 2016, 2017. We saw a lot of communities that would gravitate and be created. We'd see these microcosms, these full financially independent little communities that would spring up. Onision's one of the best examples. And because Onision, how big was Onision ever really? That's a really good question. Because Onision really was never all that big. He had small spurts of popularity, but he never, I really don't feel like Onision was ever that friggin' huge. But yet, because of the things that he did and how far he would push certain elements, he cultivated these communities of hate. The anti-O community, they even named themselves. You know, it's always great when they name themselves. And there are some good anti-O community members. Don't get me wrong. I've had some on the channel. I've known them. I've had outlier members as as co-hosts. But you also know where the denizens are of that, and how deep and crazy and how unpleasing they also can be. And really, it seems like those days have just died. They didn't die. They didn't die at all. They simply moved to where you don't see them, to the outer friggin' banks of YouTube, both in content and in size. Lifestyle and beauty and stuff, just like everything on YouTube, it seems to have gone the way of the vlogger, which is essentially what everybody is at the end of the day anyway. But the power isn't there that it once was. But yet there are still some pretty big members, and we're going to talk about one of them today. Alexandra Rodriguez. I first heard about this woman about a year ago. Little did I know I'd still be talking and thinking about her actively a year later, but here we are. I've been waiting to do this video for a while because about a year ago, Blossom did a video on Alexandra, and Blossom talks to me about a lot of this stuff. We bounce ideas off and all that type of things, but she also knows when to kind of not talk to me about certain, because if she wants a real answer, at least, because if I don't care about something, or if I think something's stupid, she's going to get, especially when it's about YouTube, probably going to get the YouTube answer. Because that's how you deal with YouTubers. They're just YouTubers. But I can understand how that's not always the most helpful thing in the world. But this one was a little bit different because Blossom does this video. And Alexandra, we're going to talk about her first because it's really important. And in this video, she's actually calling out Alexandra. And this is by no means like fighting a fight because Blossom already took care of business. But this is, I've sat here for a year and I didn't want to like scoop her story, but I immediately knew what I was looking at. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this exists. I knew the honey hole. I knew the treasure trove. I knew the insanity. What's up, Mike Cockfit? How you doing? I saw it immediately and it made my heart smile because this is like finding a dodo out in the fucking wild. These communities are dying mainly because they're legislated out. You can lose your channel much easier now than you did back then. You can get away with a hell of a lot more than you could now. People are called out so much easier, and behavior like the doxings and all kinds of stuff and crazy shit that we're going to talk about today is simply just not tolerated on the scale anymore. So typically you don't see it existing. So to find a flourishing and kind of financially viable community, it definitely piqued my interest. And Blossom does a really good job on these videos because she hits them so hard. She really goes down these rabbit holes. But the thing about Alexandra is, I know Blossom likes Alexandra. She watches her. She seems to like her fashion and things like that. But she has no problems criticizing her because Alexandra, first and foremost, is very fucking criticizable. She is. Because at the end of the day, Alexandra's biggest crime is she's just another YouTuber. She really is. And she's an OG in a little bit of ways because she's been around for well over a decade. And I think she goes back to 2010, 2011 type years, so she's been around a hot minute. So she understands the game, and that kind of reflects in her responses or lack thereof, because she just kind of continues to be Alexandra. But being Alexandra is not guiltless. Alex is she's a tubby gal. She's a little on the hefty side. And she's festively planned. She's a big girl. She's big boned. But like most big women's, she makes a lot of excuses. She makes a lot of rationales, mental gymnastics, and those are fine. We all do them. Nothing wrong with a little hiding of the muffin top. Never hurt nobody. And honestly, it's good on YouTube. The better you look, the more freaky. Sex sells, people. That's just a reality. If you can make yourself look better, you can get more views more than likely. But even not from that aspect of it, especially in the lifestyle, you want to look cute. You want to look cute. Nobody wants to buy shit from a frumpy looking gal. They want to buy stuff from a good looking gal. So even when you're a little hefty, add on a filter every so often, get the right angles, and boom, you're Martha Stewart reimagined. And that's what Alexandra's done. She's really portrayed a nice little image, and here's a great example of that. Great little image. She's nothing wrong with that, but you take the filter away, you go different angles, and the truth reveals itself. But that, again, not a crime. Where Alexandra goes awry is where she puts a little bit too much information out, and for those who's not knowing what she's doing, it could seem like she's doing this in earnest. Like she's really trying to share this with you. And I don't think she is for a friggin' second. I think I know exactly what she's doing, and she does it very well. She's baiting. She does a really good job of it too. She knows how to get reactions. But she doesn't get sponsored by Weight Watchers or 1-800-94-JENNY. No, she just does them and talks about them and like intimates things. It's really cute and clever because she's not doing anything wrong. If she's cheating on her diet or doing stupid thing with her points or stupid, who cares? Who gives a shit? She's not sponsored. She's just trying to lose weight. Maybe you should too. No big deal. To most people, not a big deal. She's had gastric bypass type surgeries and failed at that. She's cut off portions of her stomach and kind of lied about that. Things of those nature. Nothing criminal by any stretch of the imagination, but sure the fuck is funny. But when you look at what all that has gotten her, it's gotten her well over 500,000 subs. This woman is damn like 500,000. She's got a family. She's married into the military. She's got a military husband. She seems to live life on her own friggin' terms. She gets to do a lot of things she wants to do and shares it with YouTube, shares it with the world. Seems like a pretty fucking sweet life. Now, who would have a problem with that? Well, a lot of people. And to a degree, even Blossom did. Because she made a little bit of a video. Because it's okay to critique. Sometimes it's just fun to do. Nothing wrong with that. But when you take it to a degree of umpteenth, there's always going to be a problem because usually it exposes you, and that's very easy to do. And the easiest example, since I already talked about the Onision situation, was Joy Sparkle. And Joy Sparkle really changed a lot of shit for me, Tommy, and a lot of people in the communities because we had never seen someone like that. And that was great. Don't forget, Joy Sparkle is how Tipster got involved in Tommy and Shot from the Point and all that. That's how we met him. Just keep that in mind. That's kind of where he came from. And which again, nothing wrong with that. He knew her. He was friends with her. But what was funny about the entire situation is the parallels, and it starts with making an obsession. And what Joy's first real big crime was her 620,000 videos on Onision. Because once you start milking something, people don't have to take you seriously anymore. If they believe your motivations, and YouTube usually kind of helps with this too, because you're not going to get in the same algorithms, I don't feel. If you start obsessing, unless you're making banger videos, it's hard to get in algorithms because nowadays especially, you're simply going to be put down in the cellar. You'll get some views, but you're not getting all the views by any stretch. And that's just because why? It's the same regurgitated force shit that they kind of really wanted to be dead in 2018. And they've made focuses on other things to kind of, they really hated the era of the 10-minute critique video. I don't think YouTube liked it at all. I mean, from some degree, the financial standpoint, they probably loved it. But from all the things that kind of came from it, they probably weren't the biggest fans. And it's gone a hell of a long way away from it. They've had even the live streamers had their day. It was very short-lived, but even we had a little bit of a time period where we were getting algorithm favoritism. So you don't see the obsession communities as much, but that's where it always begins. And that's where it kind of started with these Alexandra haters. They created channels, communities, create video after video, live stream after live stream on Alexandra. And in the first couple of videos, you kind of cover everything. After that, it's like she farted the wrong way. She coughed to the left. She blinked 3 times instead of 5. That's the type of shit that it ends up breaking down to, because nobody is that coverable. Nobody's that coverable. Jesus. We're in a 24-hour news cycle where they kid everything that the president or anybody else does nowadays, and they're not that coverable. But Alexandra must be. So where it gets interesting is when the video gets made by Blossom. And she critiques her, and Alexandra, no big deal. But in the midst of the critique, she does talk about some of the communities, just like I'm doing now, about how they sprung up and how hateful and the vitriol that is in those communities. And she really didn't hit them all that hard. She used a minute of footage. I mean, I think total, it was a very short part of the video. It was not a major factor. But this is how you know when you don't know a community's crazy. Not until you step on them or step around them and they start going, and that's what fucking happened. It was unbelievable. Very quickly, a response happened, not from Alexandra, but from some of the people that Blossom covered. It was kind of all right, maybe there'll be some fun little boxing. You know, maybe Blossom can even capitalize on and drag him into a little bit of a fight. Maybe, who knows? Like I've turned enemies into friends and created content with people over the years. Anything's possible. That in itself is not necessarily a bad thing. What could be so bad? We start watching these reactions, and I'm only half caring, it's like, I'm only, you care as much as you can in some of these situations. But when you've been around the YouTube drama as long as I have, and you've seen YouTubers expose themselves for just being YouTubers over and over, it gets exhausting. And that's no fault of this drama. It's just, I've seen a lot of it. But this was different. Scope, scale, and timing. But then I'm listening, and the first thing that struck me, and I'm gonna show you guys some of the stuff in videos and things that we cover. I just want to get to the points of what dragged me in. I'm listening to this woman criticize Blossom, mainly for some real dumbass reasons. And there's a bigger reason that I will talk about these communities absolutely detest about Alexandra. But this woman Nella, she is going on these long, very curse-laden rants, which I have no fucking problem with. I love cussing. It's great. I love calling people names while cussing. She does too. It seems to be one of her favorite things to do, as a matter of fact. While she was calling Blossom names and saying shit, she said one thing in particular, and I didn't see Blossom react to it, which I found interesting. Because if I heard what I thought I just heard, I'd figured that'd garner a reaction. She called her an Uncle Tom. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? This woman who I've watched call a white woman a silverback gorilla is now calling Blossom an Uncle Tom, which is very interesting to me. It's hilarious because she doesn't know what a fucking Uncle Tom is. And second, how? It made me die laughing. The situation, and from that moment, I was invested. Man, I was invested because I knew that we were dealing with some sort of stupid here. I knew we were dealing with a special type of crazy, and we certainly were. We certainly were. I think I actually have that. Let me go to part 3. And right around here, this is great. Listen to this. This is fantastic.
Hard drive of every single video. And let me tell you right now. And then this lady had the audacity to advertise her vlog channel. So I went on her vlog channel. And
you can see how tickled I was throughout listening to the stories here as Blossom's recounting some of this shit. I'm dying. Like, this stuff is so fun. And I was probably really annoying throughout because I laughed a lot. This shit is funny because it was so reminiscent of days gone by. What's up, Fake? How you doing? This stuff with their dad is most criticizable. We'll talk about that. I mean, how it's criticizable, but to what degree? To what is she supposed to retire from the internet because of what her fucking father did that had nothing to do with the internet? There's ways to care about this, So we'll talk about it in a second. I learned all I need to know from the one video you and Blossom did. and already came to the conclusion that I didn't like her. No, I can't hear her anymore. The fact that I'm about to listen to her, it's only for you guys. It's for you. I'm doing it for you. Doing it for you.
Well, where do I begin? Let's start off with this. Let's start off with not the vlog channel.
Wait, this is the one who called you an Uncle Tom, right? I love this one. She's so fucking sorry.
A lot of people are not happy with it. They are coming for her with the sponsorships. I was just reading on Reddit. People are like, oh, let's team up and let's, contact this sponsor. Let's contact that sponsor.
So this first chick, Nella, by the way, we're getting in her a little bit first. She's classic, man. She takes umbrage to people talking about her. She if you're gonna talk about her, you have to watch all of her video. That type of shit. Accusing people of creating fake narratives and clipping. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's like the 1, 2, 3s ABCs of retard criticism. It's unfucking believable. Like, these people shouldn't exist anymore. They're that far down the fucking gene pool. It's unbelievable.
Sponsor, and I'm like, y'all, damn. Welcome to 2024, right? We don't like.
First of all, you bitch. I said I wasn't gonna do this to you.
Doesn't she got such a nice voice? Doesn't this lady have such a pleasant sound? This is the shit I've heard for a year. This is giving me PTS fucking D, man. I did 2 tours in Iraq. Shit.
But you acting like a whole Uncle Tom right now. Yes, you are. You acting like a whole Uncle Tom. Y'all, hopefully, y'all get this live. Hopefully, y'all are in here, because I'm pretty sure they're going to get my shit taken down. Like this video, they probably going to take it down or whatever, but I don't care.
See, of all of them, Nella probably bothers me the least in some degrees, just because she does seem to accept herself sometimes, like moments like this. I don't care. My channel's probably going to get taken down for this, but she's an Uncle Tom. I'm like, well, if you're willing to take it all to call someone else Uncle Tom, okay fucking dokie, that's on you, Pikachu. But because she accepts that, I can accept that a little bit more because it's just funny. But this woman is so fucking insane and such a hypocrite on so many scales that it makes it's the chef's kiss. It's the chef's kiss. He calls her an Uncle Tom.
What makes Alex and her father any different from P. Diddy?
Okay. I'm glad that got in the clip. Okay. Let's get into the big smoking gun thing, because we really going to talk about this because it's so funny. This is what it's kind of devolved all the way down to. What's up, Chef? How you doing? That's the second time in a month I've heard that thrown around in a reaction channel. Insane. It's crazy, right? All right. So Alexandra's father, there's really no nice way to say this. He freaking raped his kids. He has some other kids. He's got, I believe these are Alexandra's stepsisters? Stepsisters? Yeah. Stepsisters. And he molested them as children and went to jail and did quite a few years. And we fast forward a little bit to where Alexandra gets involved is because he, as a loved one would do, reached out and asked his daughter to write a letter on his behalf to the parole board, which she did. Now, this is all, I think when someone does this, they assume it's going to stay private, because why wouldn't it? And this was done a while back. But why wouldn't it? You wouldn't think that this would be public consumption, but it is public information. And if you dig, you can find these things, which that's gray to me in the first place to be used. But if you want to dig for it and you want to try and destroy, so it just doesn't relate to her content. She's not a child entertainer. This is not a fucking Minecraft situation. This is not that, she's not sitting there trying to get kids. She's not dressed up in a Barney outfit. So the relevancy of what her father did only has so much. But if you want to criticize it, okie fucking dokie. If you want to not watch her for those reasons, Okie fucking dokie. I'm not going to talk you out of it. That's your choices. Maybe you have trauma. Maybe you have, that's totally fine. Not my fucking business. Not my fucking business. But when you use that and you demonize her, and not only demonize Alexandra, but then, as this woman will do to Blossom in a few moments, when you relegate people who are giving some sympathy, empathy, anything, benefit of a doubt to somebody acting as a daughter who was not molested, by her own words, by her father, she wrote a "please release my father," he good to go for parole type letter, and it was used against her by these communities and trying to be used to destroy her. That would be bad enough, because standing on someone else's trauma to destroy somebody is pretty fucking low to do. Standing on your own trauma and trying to destroy somebody is pretty fucking low to do. And then relegating people who have even the modicum of empathy or sympathy for a daughter acting on behalf of her father and simply asking for the parole board to allow him to come home after serving time that he was supposed to serve. These are all important facts. They're just facts. And people sometimes have to deal with these facts. Sometimes you have people in your fucking life, in your family, that are very close to you, that have done horrible things. Murder, rapes, horrible, horrible shit. That is the reality of life. And because life is life, sometimes you don't know that side of that person. Jesus, how many stories have we heard of all of the crazy killers in the world? What's the first thing you hear from everyone who was close to him? The most normal person I've ever met. John Wayne Gacy was beloved by his neighborhood. Not so much by little boys, we eventually find out, but that's neither here nor there. He always kept a close eye on him, right under the lawn. Yeah, see, make jokes about fucking John Wayne Gacy. Who am I? I'm an asshole. But that's what we're talking about. You might be related to a John Wayne Gacy. You might be a descendant of Hitler. These things can happen. Those actions, for one, don't inherently make you fucking evil. They don't. How can they? They don't. How you react to them may cause people to question you, but that's something you got to ask yourself about this Alexandra situation. Did she? Is it that criticizable? But even if it is it then correct and right to then call people who have that sympathy or empathy just as bad as the rapist himself? That's what these people are doing. And not just the Blossom, but anybody who pretty much doesn't fall in line and agree with them. That's why I love these people. They're nuts. They don't mind threatening you, attacking you, and fucking trying to end you if you don't believe and think the way that they do. And this Nella chick is the worst because she will stand on her own fucking past trauma. Unfortunately, Nella was also, and she's put this out. This is her situation. She's used this as arguments against Blossom. I'm not trying to use her own situation against her, but she used it. She stands on her own past fucking trauma to try and what was the phrase she uses? You're happy I got raped when I was a kid. You're okay with that. It's like, what? These are the things that I've had to listen to. This is brain dead type shit that you can't possibly believe, but you'll try to throw at somebody just to make them look bad or think differently. That's what these people want to do. They want to control the way you fucking think, so you think that this person's bad. Real simple. Doesn't even mind using the rapes and the molestations and the PDF files of the world to verbiage to silence you. It doesn't always work though, especially when it's full of shit. Blossom's too smart to fucking fall for this shit in the first place and be silenced by such petty and stupid fucking tactics. But I'm just glad that I was listening. just in general, just so I can be the extra alarm if I needed to be, because I've seen this shit for so long and I just couldn't believe it's still being used in this fashion. It's unbelievable. It's to have me at a loss. I don't go and look for these stories. If you guys have known me for 10 years, 15 years, however fucking long I've been doing this, how often do I grab a story that's personally connected to me in any way? This is even personally connected to me. She covered the story and I was in proximity. That's the connection. I would eventually get involved because it's hilarious. But when does it happen? It doesn't. And I wasn't even asked to do this. I just needed to, because this has been it's unbelievable. And we're just touching the tip of the iceberg. This is the beginning of things. And before I get farther with Nella, I do want to get one person out of the way. I want to get him out of the way because I want to talk about him and really just kind of bash on the idiot for a moment, but I want to get him out of the way. Alan Roberts. I just want to talk about this guy. Alan Roberts is a musclehead, a health advisor type fucking douchebag. And he loves going to Alexandra because Alexandra's fat. If I was a muscle-bound, non-thinking douchebag who would like to tell the whole world how to get fit, stay in shape, and need to follow me and buy my book and all that type of stuff, I would be going after the fatties like Alexandra as well, because she directly flies in the face of what I'm trying to accomplish. So he makes sense to see her as an adversary. Is he still nuts? Yes. Yes, he is. But he's the most innocent of everybody there because that's his job. That's his content. It literally makes sense for him to continually go back there because she's always kind of baiting him. She does these things over and over to get reactions literally from people like him. It helps her business. It helps people talking about her. These other ladies, not so fucking much. The fearsome foursome that we're going to be talking about primarily, certainly fucking not. Because they really are just there because they feel ways. They feel really strongly. You know, those strong feeling gals. That's who we're talking about here. These ladies feel so fucking strong that they'll validate their actions no matter what they are. And you will come to see how fucking far they will take their feelings on umpteenth occasions. We're not talking about like trivial things. We're not talking about subjective things. We're talking about, and you guys got to watch the full 3 videos that Blossom and I did. Yeah, they really are quite in depth and shows all of the things and so much more that we're talking about. But some of these people have lost channels over this shit. We have one of these, this Priscilla P. Australian bitch that we're going to talk about is literally ban evading. Now, I know ban evading isn't really a big deal anymore, but once upon a time it was. He created its own designation. Remember when that was the big thing they always used to throw at Keemstar? When Keem, I don't even think he does this anymore. I think he finally got it sorted. I think he can actually own channels again. But he always had to put at the bottom of it, none of this is owned by Keemstar. Like on every video and shit. Like, what a fucking loser. This shit is great. But that's what this chick's doing. While actively calling for Alexander's shit to be taken down, essentially. It's quite special. Let's listen to a little bit more. Let's listen to a little bit more. By the way, anybody in the chat, what's up? How you doing? Hopefully you're having a fantastic night. Hit the like button. Tell me what you think about the Alexandra Rodriguez situation. Have you even ever heard of her? Because I didn't. My life was never affected. Holy God.
He did the same thing to Usher, to Justin Bieber. Were they not innocent boys?
This is where she's comparing Alexandra, excuse me, her father and Alexandra to P. Diddy. Yep.
Huh? What about Cassie? Huh? Should we just turn a blind eye to it and write the judge so that P. Diddy can get off? How about R. Kelly? When he was with the little 13-year-old girl.
I believe I can fly. She went to R. Kelly. Drip, 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 piss on you, pee on you. Good God.
Huh? Should we just write the judge all as a group? Huh? All the people of color get together, write the judge, get him out.
Oh, she's a big race baiter too, by the way. This Nella chick, race baiting supreme, man. She loves to bring up race. She loves to pit black against white, black against black, man. She unbelievable. She loves dividing her own people. Holy shit, she has no fucking problem doing it. She does it multiple fucking times. I honestly, I don't give a fuck if you have a problem in interracial relationships, if you don't have a problem in interracial relationships, whatever the case may be. But some of the shit she says about Alexandra's husband, who is a man of color, is fucking unbelievable. Just because of who he chooses to love. And they have a successful marriage. They've been married a long time. They got a kid. It's like, it seems to be a pretty good marriage from the outside looking in. It really does. It doesn't seem to be a bad thing at all. They don't really seem to have, they don't make their problems public. They seem to be supportive of each other. And all they do is catch hate from this fucking group. It's unbelievable. And the fact that this lady will go to racial lines to try and punch is and maybe I would like to think I still would have cared a few years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I'd like to think I would have cared. But being in a interracial relationship myself, holy fuck. It's just a fact of fucking life that it's something you deal with every day in being in one. You're in an interracial relationship. Black, white. You know, so you're confronted by it. So when you hear somebody else, especially a woman of color, say some of these things, it really kind of turns your head side fucking ways. Because you're like, man, some hateful ass shit. It's some hateful ass. I start going back to like early Black Eyed Peas and I'm like, where is the love? Like she needs to listen to some Fergie and shit. I don't know what the fuck.
You are fucking insane. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. And if R. Kelly can get locked up, and if they about to put P. Diddy's ass where he needs to go, if Jeffrey Epstein is where he was at before he was gone, then he absolutely needs to serve his time so that justice is served for those.
Man, Martha Luther needs to calm the fuck down. Martha Luther King needs to calm the fuck down. She talks like she's fucking leading the fucking Million Man March here. Do you hear this woman? And she's talking about fucking R. Kelly and P. Diddy. And she's talking about how this needs to happen to Alexandra, but she hasn't raped anyone. I'm so confused. Like, this woman is insane. It's delight. It's just, if she wasn't so horrible to listen to, this would be entertaining.
Young girls out there.
She's so great. She's so great. This is the one that called, not only did she call you an Uncle Tom, you didn't even catch it. It was
No.
I was listening in the background, right? Because she's been listening to this stuff. And I love telling the stories here. I was so excited to do this video with Blossom just because we can tell the interactions of like, what's been going on for the past year. You know, and the funny thing is, I say a year, but that's actually really not fair to Blossom because the past year has been broken up by a lot of things, like just life stuff that has not been able to get videos out all the time. So, you know, you hear about it every so often as the update comes in, and it's just, man, to have gone through it and heard it and be a part of it. It's just been a really, really fun little adventure because I wasn't expecting it. Because you don't get these communities anymore, and I can't stress that enough. Watch this stuff, and this lady has been like talking about her a lot. She was like, at first, she really did do a lot of, like, she was talking about every live stream. You were coming up, and I'm listening to one of these things, and I was like, wait a minute. Did she just call you Uncle Tom? And you know, as a white guy, I got to make sure that I heard what I heard, you know, because it's like to even bring that up to her. So, not for nothing, I want to give a little beginning opening. So we do this first part, right? And we talk about everybody. We kind of focus on Alexandra. We talk about a couple of the people involved. And at the end of the first part is where we actually really start to talk about the reaction communities and everybody and that's where we really start to get into it. And we tease it with this, and Boston did a great job in editing this shit, by the way. You got to watch this stuff. It's actually really well done. And she teases it with putting out some of the real insane shit that some of these people say. So I want to play that for you. But what I really want you to hear or see rather is the intro to the part 2, because it's absolutely fantastic. This Blossom goes real deep with it, goes dark and broody, and it's just, I love it. It's really good editing. It's fantastic. I think this is at the end of this, but most of the time it's not. Let's face it. Like, I feel weird doing more than 3 or 4 shows on a subject. I feel you lose your audience, but that's
right.
me.
And I feel like
Or you create a
now
different
there's different
audience.
people like Amberlyn Reed.
Right. That was a really good point that I just made. Thank you, Dave. You're welcome, Dave. Creating a new audience when you make a lot of videos on a subject sometimes is not always by accident. You know, if you're industrious enough, you can realize hate sells enough. If you can get this community to fall behind you, donate enough, sub enough, whatever the case may be, and you're able to carve out a little community based out of hate, you can be really financially prosperous if you're smart. Your merch will always have to be taken down and renewed and re-upped because you're always going to have problems with copyright stuff and people are going to report it because it's hateful fucking nonsense. But you can make a lot of money doing this at those levels, especially now, apparently at the small level, because YouTube just ain't looking for it. You know, not as much. It takes for you to get reported to get taken down, it seems almost. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, but I want you to hear the ending of this. Right.
Who literally, I saw a clip.
A little bit easier when it's 3 people. I'll say that. I'm like, it still feels weird, especially depending because but at least there's variety there. I'm really glad that Blossom edited out my back fat. I was sitting against the chair the whole time, and I had my fat pushed up as I was a little chubby. I was like 10 pounds heavier, I'd say, than I am right now. And I had a bunch of extra back fat. It was getting pushed by the chair pillow, and it was coming out. It looked like my back was bacon bread. But Blossom edited it out. That's why you can only see my arm and not the big fucking blob of fat that's behind me, because it's pretty distracting. It's fairly distracting. It looks like another human being trying to come out and say hello. Hello, let me out. I can't breathe. Yeah. It's pretty good. At least there's something. I can. It's a step. If it's a step up, I won't put them in the exact same category, but I'll say it's a category 1A. It's right there. But
And on the next video, we are focusing purely on the reaction channels. Part 2 you're referring to would be the top 2. I would say would have to be.
Oh man, she shifts the tension so well. It's this shit got tense as fuck. I like how she paused my face. On the next episode. Like we're walking down a courtroom. I love it.
Priscilla P.
Priscilla P. The all say?
Priscilla P. And then we have Nella from I'm Just Reacting.
Yeah, Nella's channel's I'm Just Reacting, by the way. This is some of her merch. It's so confusing. I don't understand it. Why is a white woman yelling at a gorilla when she's calling Alexandra the gorilla and she herself is not white? Now, Nella, this is her. She's just stupid. This woman's just stupid, and she's somewhat of an educator. I think some sort of an educator. Stupid. Like eating paint chips, lived under electrical wires type stupid. Holy fuck. What's up? Burn the world. Burn the world. Oh, welcome to the chat. How you doing? But this is the type of shit we have to deal with here.
Hello, my lovelies. As you guys know,
this is the Australian psychopath, by the way. This woman is the one who got her channel taken down, and kind of one of the catalysts why we did the video in the first place, because we gone. They're fucking gone. Video gone. Channel gone. Awesome. Because what you're about to hear, you tell me. You tell me if it's warranted or not. All right? Look, I don't think anybody, I think you can pretty much say and do whatever you want on the internet. You should be able to. I believe that. But if you get got because you're disobeying the rules of the house, and I think that this would certainly constitute as such, you get what you get. No tears from Davey. No tears. I try not to lick up my own tears. No tears for you.
my channel was taken down But that's okay. I've got a new one and it's up. They're not getting rid of me that easily, that's for bloody sure. I told you I won't be going anywhere until Alex gets off.
But you can go ahead and try to convince us that this man of color over here that don't even want to be seen with your ass.
Man, there's the man of color stuff. Just so fucking hateful. Ah.
Slathered some lotion on you.
You don't get to control what a young mother on YouTube does. Do you want to fucking make a bet? Do you want to make a bet? Make a bet, Venus Main? Hey?
This is Priscilla talking to somebody who made a comment in her stream.
Hey, baby reindeer, you want to make a bet we don't control? We control a lot of who and what people send Alex. We do control a lot of it. So sit on that and fucking rotate.
So, something I want to make really clear. If you want to talk shit on the internet, you can do that. You can call somebody a fat idiot. You can do these things. I have no problem with it. I don't care. I'm totally fine with ab hominem attacks. It doesn't bother me. But you can't be self-righteous while doing it. You can't. You can't claim to be against so many things, but yet perpetuate and perpetrate the, if not the same crimes, in some instances, the exact same things that you're advocating against, but in others, far fucking worse. Far worse. These people actively, I mean, there's so much here that I could do 3, 4, 5 fucking hours on this. If I really went through all three of these videos, we barely touched anything, and we've already done 45 minutes. That's how exhaustive this shit is. That's how much there is to talk about when it covers. Thank God I don't give a shit. Because like I said, I think you should be able to, if you want to be just someone who goes around randomly and calling people fat on the internet and taking the piss out of people for lying to their audiences or things of that nature, I'm all fucking for it. There's a market for it. People don't have a problem with it. You know, there's many communities that really thrived because of that type of content and what they were able to do with it. No problem at all with it. Go forth, do good things. But you can't create entire channels dedicated to it. You can't, and the reason is kind of obvious when you think about it, because what happens when you're doing that? Well, first off, there's only so much that you could say, so you're constantly repeating the same thing. So you're creating a repetition hypnosis narrative, not only for your audience, but for yourself. You start to believe this after time. You're only getting yourself more angry. And when you can add financial backing to that, when you start making money off these videos, when you start making money off these views, when you start making money off these suckers, I mean these people that are following you, well, then it gets really easier to justify your anger and put it on some more and do this or do that or justify your feelings. It's easier. It's way easier. It's what the people want, obviously. So but you drink your own Kool-Aid. You become your own fan. You believe your own hype, and that's what we've seen with a lot of these people. Nick, I'll fuck your ass, I swear to God. Bulls, Bears suck. I got something for you. I got something for you. Yeah, get me out of my game. Fuck you up, buddy. Bulls are beating Heat. Bulls are beating Heat. I digress. Oh, Nick, God damn it. He actually did get me to lose my place. But I think I was pretty much wrapped up what I was trying to say there. It's just, you can't get away with as much when you're constantly lighting your torch of self-outrage. You know, and the self-righteous bullshit of trying to take somebody down and take someone out. Like, here's some of the things that we're talking about here and some of the things that we covered in these videos. If Alexandra goes to a fucking Walmart, to a store, they might contact the store that she's at and inform them of who she is, and in some cases, what her father did. The what's that? Oh, or in some cases, they don't mind going after people's jobs. Can't tell the full story on that? How it relates? They went after Blossom's job. Not a current one, but an old one. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like, you don't think it's going to happen, and we weren't even sure we wanted to talk about it publicly. She was okay with me bringing it up as I'm wordsmithing here. I've had to hold back here, and this is part of the reason why I'm talking about this shit. It's just because it irritates the fuck out of me that it got to this level. Blossom was a critic. She didn't even go that hard. She took way more shit for the stuff that she said in the first video. And then they go as far to contact a job in hopes to get her fucking fired. But they just want to make her aware. What's her fucking crime? They don't see it. You know, that's what I'm saying, right? It's fucking crazy. Wait, the Bulls are down that. Fuck you. The Bulls better not be down that much. Don't get me off my game here. Oh boy, that's not good. Damn it. Damn it. But this is the type of stuff that we're talking about. And we didn't even have to go this, like, from a point, like a game, set, and match standpoint. I was thrilled when they did that. Thrilled. Because it's like they instantly proved your point. I was like, let's talk about it. Because they just gave it to us. They just handed you the victory. There it is. And it doesn't matter who's responsible because it comes from that community. And from fucking asshole Priscilla, Australian cunt face's own fucking words, they control what gets sent about. They have that power. They've shown it. They flaunt it. They don't fucking mind it. And then they made it our goddamn problem. It's unbelievable. It accomplished nothing, of course, because he's fucking idiots, but still, it's unbelievable. Usually the opposite of what Dave wants to happen in sports ends up happening. I know. The Bulls look like they're about to get blown out, but let's not make Nick too happy there. He seems like he's very thrilled. That's what I say to him. Damn, man, I really wanted the Bulls to beat the Heat. Anyways. But that's what we've had to deal with. And it's been interesting, you know, to see it. But how often do you get proven right instantly? I mean, it was just a couple days after the video was out. It's like, holy shit. But that's what they do. They have lackeys who don't mind doing the groundwork. This Jane person that we talk about. It's bizarre. You know, it's like we all have mods. We all have people that we ask questions for. We all have Jamie put it on the screen, that type. We don't have Jane find out where they are and send a notice. Send the cops that way. Like, that's crazy. The craziest thing of how this all really started was that the video that got taken down was placed into a Reddit. And not long after there was word that it was kind of going to be used, the Reddit got taken down, which instantly told me that these people are organized and they have moles. If there is a subreddit about Alexandra or about one of these people, if there's a Discord about Alexandra about one of these people, you can almost be 100% fucking sure they've already gay opted. 100% sure. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. And it's shown in real time. I've seen it happen in front of me. Like, it's one thing when you're listening to the stories, but when you see it and you get sucked into it, it's amazing. But, I got to introduce you to Keeping It Cute. If you haven't met Keeping It Cute, Keeping It Cute is another one of the reactors who has a problem with Alexandra. Now, hers doesn't seem to be as crazy, like, in scope, you know, like the big stuff. This woman's just your garden variety type of nuts. Like, gonna go ahead and obsess over everything that this person that she does, whatever object of her dismay is, that's what she's gonna obsess over. She's gonna go to the umpteenth degree, and she's gonna make up narratives in her own mind. She's going, and that's because she might be an undead ghoul walking the earth telling stories to children. Because I found her channel, I found her original channel. So let's watch the intro to her original channel real quick. She went with an artistic design for the intro. It's long. It feels familiar. This woman makes fun of other women's looks. Forgot how long this intro was. There we go. Let's get to the good stuff. It is high budget, fake. This is high budget shit right here. She spared no expense. There we go.
From the cream.
Keeping it cute. Ah, hello, boys and girls. Oh, wait, Suddenly Seymour. We should totally listen to that. That'd be great. Oh, my God. So, this woman here, man, another level. And she likes to be really creepy. She likes to focus on the really creepy stuff. Like, let's let Blossom's intro for the second part of her series kind of do a little bit of the talking, because Blossom doesn't mind giving it to you, right? Here you go. Take some of the best bits. I love it too, because it's such good tease. She does sound like she eats cigarettes. I believe she was my first vocal coach. Of course, I'm Ida Pasquita, and she taught me how to talk like this all the way back in 1962. It was amazing. I don't know what that accent is. Don't ask me.
I know she went to Pennsylvania, and she said they were going to see family that the baby has.
Oh, this is the tree lady. This is the crazy tree. So this is the other one. Look at her. She looks nuts too. This is the crazy tree lady who just kind of obsesses over like everything and everybody and all the things that are happening. She takes copious notes, I think. She looks after all the who's and what's and when's and why's, and knows who should be where and when should be what, and all these wonderful things. She's nuts.
The only person she knows in Pennsylvania isn't that Lily. He's already met Lily.
Trust me, Alex, Nancy, because I got time today. Because I'm gonna call DCF.
Oh wait, here comes keeping it cute.
SAP. I'm gonna have their ass on speed dial.
Why would you show the bottom and waist?
Look at this shit. Holy God. This woman has a face for fucking radio. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why does she have the eyes of a White Walker? Oh my God. If she was Irish, this is where the banshee comes from. This bitch actually fucking like regurgitates myths. Wherever she walks, a new urban legend fucking resonates. It's unbelievable.
Down.
Oh.
Who was that for, Alex? Bitch, I see you. I see what you're doing. I see you.
You don't get to control what a young mother on YouTube does. Do you want to fucking make a bet? Do you want to make a bet? Make a bet.
You know what this intro reminds me of? You ever play that game Descent? If you were really old, you played a game on the Windows when on the computer and shit when you were learning how to play in computer class. There was a really badass game on CD-ROM that you can get your hands on. It was called Descent. And it was a 3D game in which you made this vehicle go up and down and you tried to navigate. That's what this reminds me of.
Venus,
Not
mate.
for nothing.
Hey, baby reindeer, you want to make a bet we don't control? We control a lot of who and what people send Alex. We do.
So I'm not in part 2. Blossom, we went so deep in part 1 that it spawned a whole other part. Like we knew we were doing a part 2, but there. After they contacted the job, it Blossom went to another level. Part 2, a whole nother part where I could not be a part of, was born. And man, it's a whole nother tone. It's so good. And she just goes and destroys these people. And the thing is too, and not for nothing, pretty much fucking radio silence. These fucking cowards, man. They think because if the videos don't get huge numbers that they don't matter. It's like the stupidity of these people who don't understand how the internet works and how a good video kind of can last forever. The short-sightedness and stupidity of these particular people are unbelievable. Because for the most part, it's been radio silence. Now, not entirely, of course, because they pretty much indicated that they've seen it, watched it, and I think they're all fans. I think they couldn't help it. I think they can't, because they're all fucking nuts and narcissists, and we all are who make videos to a degree. We wouldn't be like capturing our voice and picture on camera if we didn't like somewhat like ourselves. I'll argue against that till fucking cows come home. But these people truly are fucking narcissists and truly are fucking insane. And they have made some responses and indicated exactly where they stand on the shit. And they're trying to, I don't know, Nella's probably the worst at it because she seems to be trying to do both. Like you could tell she wants to explode. She did this cope stream earlier, man, where she's like, y'all love me. Y'all make me famous. Ah! Oh my God. Like I'm sitting here and I'm listening. And remember, I sat through all the Onision cope streams. I sat through all the fucking the flamenco shit. I know coping. Jesus Christ, I could live in Copenhagen. Coping. And this was just a big batch of cope. And it was really remarkable. But I digress. Back to part 2. Kicks it in the ultra drive because look, if you go after someone's livelihood, taking away somebody's livelihood is akin to killing them. And you can't do that. So the worst they get is a part fucking 2. Ain't so goddamn bad. But yeah, the completely craziness.
Do control a lot of it. So sit on that and fucking rotate.
When you make a statement like that, and this is how stupid they are, that if you can make a statement owning that you control what gets put out, how can you possibly then make disclaimers about don't send hate, don't do this, don't do that? You're okay with the hate being sent out. You're okay with the vitriol being sent out and put onto our channel when you ask for it. So just because you're not asking for it at the moment in the videos, simply to check the disclaimer box doesn't get you off here. It's common fucking sense.
Right.
Oh, we start with it. Love it. Oh, look at the editing, man. Wait, man, this bitch coming out of pumpkins. Oh my God. Oh, this is great. By the way, the thumbnail that Blossom did for the part 2 and 3, like does not get enough love. The apples, the rotten apples and stuff. It's really good. Really solid shit.
Hello, hello, hello. How are all of my cuties doing? I hope you're doing well. Hello.
Oh my God, she's
How are
fucking
all of
terrifying.
my cuties doing?
She's got the Michael Strahan gap and everything. Oh my God. Oh. She's got so many bags under her eyes she could pack for a trip to Ibiza. Jesus.
I hope you're doing well. I've missed you again.
You don't have to do face cams to get views. I'm just saying. Not everybody. I ain't saying I'm all that in a bag of chips, although. Don't. Come on. But I don't even think a mother could love that face.
Very good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping.
She's had hard times. I'm just saying, like, you can tell when someone has done drugs and alcohol in excess. Skin shouldn't look like that. Unless she's 70, skin shouldn't look like that. I haven't even started on her chin yet. The chin is, what the fuck is up with that chin? It's like, and I'm only making fun of her looks because she makes fun of looks. So it's only fair. And she calls her people cuties.
By my channel for another reaction with Miss Alexandra.
Being ugly isn't a crime. You can be ugly. It's okay. Nothing wrong with being ugly. It's the world we live in. But she can't be ugly and mean. It usually doesn't work out. Can't be ugly, mean, and stupid. That usually doesn't work out. Can't be ugly, mean, stupid, and dishonest. That really doesn't work out. She checks all the blocks of just...
Rodriguez. Our lovely queen. Yes.
How damaged must you be to be this obsessed with somebody else? Like, I got no... Again, the only reason why I give a fuck is because there's self-righteousness at play. Because they go after you if you don't think like they do. If you're not trying to fucking destroy Alex, you don't exist in their world as good fucking people. Like, it's insane to me the lengths of which they'll go to justify their own bad feelings. Like, everything that Alex does is wrong. They will make... Priscilla's the biggest violator of this, I think. But they will talk about Alex and her physical fucking features, which is okay. She's got more chins than a Chinese phone book. But she talks about her physical fucking features, but then realizes there's a real good chance that a lot of her viewers are fat loads too, and probably look a lot like Alex. And she has to walk back these things and somehow, and then challenge the intelligence of her audience by saying, I'm not talking about your fat, I'm talking about only her fat. Anybody else's fat is totally okay. But when she's talking negatively about fat people, she's not just talking about Alex. She's talking about the physical attributes of Alex, which happen to be fat. She's talking about those and how she feels about those attributes, not just on Alex. She talks about those attributes. And that's her fucking problem. She doesn't understand that if you're going to say those things, you kind of have to stand on them. And not just when you're trying to stand on your own fucking molestation stories, fucking Nella. You got to stand on some of this fucking shit sometimes. You got to be like, nah, this is what the ABC, 1, 2, 3, look at me. And when we do, we see bullshit because it doesn't fucking add up. They don't fucking equate. It's what was that? Oh, I'm sorry, fake. You know, it's always hard for me to read things about when you bring your mom into it, man. I mean, I'm glad you're comfortable with your mom's death. You're more comfortable with your mom's death than I am, but I think you were more comfortable with my mom's death than I was. So I guess that I was more comfortable with my mom's death than you were. So that's fair too. So, but that was pretty good. Here, let me say it for fake here. My mom looks in better shape than keeping it cute, and she's Ash right now. That's very good. If I'm not laughing, I'm crying. No, same. Oh, Jesus Christ. But this is the shit that we're talking about. It's, and they don't have a problem with any of it. The hypocrisy, the insulting of their own audiences, All of it. They simply just don't care. And that's why I'm not, it's funny. I'm not 100% sure how the reaction was going to go after all of this. I was pretty good at guessing how things were going to go throughout the courses. Because again, when you see as much as some of us who just, in Blossom too, she's been around a long time as well, you just kind of, you know how this stuff is going to fucking flow. It happens. But there wasn't really much that surprised me about it. I'm just kind of looking through my notes here. Yeah. It's when you look down the list of all of the problems with the community, the biggest is for me, it's the not accepting of who they are. And if you want to be a bully channel, be a bully channel. There's a place for it, but you can't have it all. You can't be a bully channel and be righteous. You can't try to stand on all of these virtues and act like you're leading something. You're just picking up pitchforks and handing them to stupid people that will listen to you. You're literally catering to the lowest percentage of audience members on YouTube. And I don't say that lightly, but that's all that's left that could hear this shit and actually listen to it. Or they just simply don't listen to anything, and they're moms, and that's all they did, just listen to a little bit of YouTube, just you. They don't really know anything else, but they just moms and Karens just like you. And that's not much of an audience. And it's probably not just them because there's not a lot of money in them. So you're completely aware of the tactics you're using. You know what you're doing and you know why you're doing it. So what benefit of the doubt is there to give? It's why you're losing your channels. It's why you're not able to grow with any real significance. None of you are queens of anything. You sit there and you fucking shit because you don't have anything that fills the holes in your own fucking life. I can't believe I'm playing psychiatrist right now. But it's actually quite fucking sad, man. Like, I want to just laugh, but the more you talk about it and the fact that it's been brought, I wasn't expecting to be able to talk about the fact they went after Blossom's job. That kind of threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting to fully be able to talk about that because we were going back and forth on how much we wanted to and stuff, and it's completely understandable as to why. But it made it a little bit more personal for me. You know, it's like, the fuck, don't mess with my money. And anyways, I like Blossom buying me stuff every so often. What's wrong with you? Don't be coming after shit. But it's stupidity. It's just dumb. That's not how you fight. And that's the thing that I've probably said more times on this channel over the years. How you fight is so fucking important here. The tactics of which you use can be used against you to destroy your point, your credibility, and so much more so easily. That's why you don't have to always be responsible for what you say. Good Lord, be a comedian, be edgy, but don't use all the virtue signaling bullshit then. Because if you don't do those two things at the same time, you're perfectly fucking fine. You can skirt, you can live in the gray, you can talk your shit, but you can't expect results based on outrage. You can't try to silence people who disagree with you because your feelings are hurt. This is basic fucking shit. So, ladies, learn the fucking lessons going forward. Figure out the fucking shit, whatever you got to do, because I'm telling you, this ain't the way to do it. But it is entertaining, and it has been fun to watch. It's been a year, almost a whole year. And it's been insane to see. And I think that's about all I got. Without going through every portion of all three videos, and please, all three videos will be in the description box below. Go watch these, see these communities, and just, I just got no words. When you go down the rabbit hole and you see just how far this has gone, how many examples of there it is, how is it? How? They don't understand where the good guy and bad guy dynamic separates. And that's just a dangerous community. But regardless, that's all I really got. I got some sports I got to catch up on. Of course, the iDubbbz thing happened today, so everyone's preoccupied right now. Luckily, I don't care about iDubbbz, and I don't care about Ethan Klein either. I do think this is a huge backstab, but it's not unexpected. That I don't get. The only person he really could have been doing it on was H3H3. To me, there was no other name out there for me. It seemed like that was going to be the name, and there was something that it was because of the little bit of shit talk from Hilla not that long ago. So, but no, stay more, Dave. I don't want to tap dance forever. I think it was pretty good. I don't want to try to dilute my point by repeating too much. I think that we pretty much hit everything we wanted to hit. So make sure you guys go check out everything that we did on the series. I think it was pretty damn good. It was a lot of fun to do. Blossom did a great job. Great editing, great work. She really did put a lot of time and effort into it. I'm really proud of her. So how you fight is so important, because you can lose your entire argument. You can lose your entire point. You can lose your audience. You can lose your channels just because of the tactics of what you use. And again, it's obvious to fucking say, don't pseudo break laws. Don't stalk people in fucking stores. Don't dox. Don't, like, we'll close on this. I think this is probably the best closing topic that I could think of right now. Some of the things that these assholes and idiots have done are not exactly doxing, but it's not doxing either. If you're digging for dirt, and I think going into court documents to find out misdeeds of loved ones is digging for dirt. If you're digging for dirt, find dirt, and then put that dirt out into the public with the hopes of exposing said person, I think we're word mincing of what you're doing. It's not journalism. It's you're just trying to fuck up this person's life. That's the reasonings and rationale for it. You hide behind terms like awareness, getting the word out, telling people who the sheep amongst the wolf amongst the sheep, whatever the fucking stupid terminologies and mental gymnastics these assholes try to use. It doesn't justify shit. It merely continues to expose you for the trolls, liars, and charlatans that you are. Hey, Blossom. Now, after all the time that you spent on it, where do you feel you are right now with the whole situation? Like, do you have any closure? Do you feel like you've learned any final lessons or anything from the situation that you might want to share before I head out?
No, I just think they're going to continue going unless, they get their channels taken down, and, they're into, oh my gosh, people are listening to me, people are listening to what I have to say. So they're really still into that, oh my gosh, I'm famous moment.
Yeah.
So they don't really care with what they're saying and how their words and their actions can have an effect on someone else because they're too busy in that era.
Now, many of them have said that if Alexandra went away, they would go away. Do you believe that? No. I don't believe that.
No.
Not for a second.
Because they know she's not. Because this Alex has been on YouTube since 2011, and she has not had any stable job. This is her job.
Right.
So they've all proved that, one, they tell her that she's not going to be good at anything else, that she succeeds in real life anyways. So they've all concluded that this is how she's so lazy, that this is how mind you, she's one of the OG YouTubers that puts out at least 3 videos per week.
Which is a lot of work.
Yeah, but they don't think that. But,
of course not. Because they do lazy content.
Yeah.
As someone who does lazy content, I can call it out. Lazy ass content, bitches.
Yeah, they don't ever sit and edit anything. No offense.
That's okay. I don't either.
But I'm just saying, because they already know, they've already planted that this is the only job that she'll ever succeed and do well in. they are okay with making that statement because they don't believe she's ever going to leave the internet.
Yeah. I think even if she did, they would find someone else to attach to.
Yeah.
I think they're just because of the narcissism and how much they enjoy their own voices and how some of them might even believe that they are doing some sort of good. They might even be that sick.
I think it's so crazy because listening to Nella's response. Listening to her response on, can they hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be picking up pretty good.
All right, cool. Yeah, listening to Nella's response, like I put so much work into her video and oh my gosh, I'm this much like obsessed with her, all that hard work. Oh my gosh, send the haters my way and all that. I'm like, lady, you were the one who told me to do research. You were the one who told me that I need to watch the videos on her channel. I need to do all this. And then once I do it, that's your response is that I'm just now, whoa, I'm sending a lot of views her way. So thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm famous. I can't believe you're paying this much attention to me. Like, talk about deflection. So anyways, she's just trash. All of them are basically, but
yeah, her if you want a visual representation of Nella's response to all this today, basically watch the ping pong scene from Forrest Gump. That was her. A lot of deflecting. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Blossom. I appreciate you for giving me a little bit of 2 cents there at the end. I appreciate it. And you did a real fantastic job. And you know who else did a fantastic job? Anybody who hit the like button today. I do appreciate you guys. Anyone who watched the video live, thank you. Anyone who shares this, please do so. We're fighting an uphill battle tonight. We know we got the big story, probably the biggest story of 2025 so far in YouTube, the iDubbbz betrayal. I'm sure everyone's going to be talking about for a while, but don't let this video pass. I think it's a good one. I think you guys will enjoy it. Make sure you share it to the world. Tell your mama, tell your pop. We're going to take it all the way back to Arkansas. That's what I want. Thank you so much. Real Talk Metaphor Messiah, take us home. And remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have those talented friends. I'll see you on the outside of the outro. Peace.
I sit back and blaze away like I'm a Team Elijah Wan. But I guess that's what I need in life, cause I don't get no sleep at night. So I'ma just keep grinding till my people see the morning light. Feel like I'm Alexandra's prodigy. Fuck your death threats, them niggas always talking honorary. The Pentagon the same, they trying to mold us in the pottery. But even if I die, my lyrics still a living history. You mean they treat us like we pawns and we listen cause we scared they ain't gon' beef with Genghis Khan? I'm higher than a dinosaur, she Oreo like Baltimore. I taught them what I know, that make me feel like I was Gryffindor. Get your game right, she hot, I call her sunlight. With lips like she's Brad's wife, I ask her cost a crash site. But that's the way it is, I guess I play protagonist. This shit will never change, I'ma go out with her. This may be everything I'm dreaming. I wake up, my superstition say the government was scheming. Here we go. This must be everything I'm dreaming. I wake up, my superstition say the government been scheming. Here we go. I roll up, they say the city lights is feeling me. My girl, she super real. She think that ain't nobody cool as me. Flying in Pacifics, I'll be ripping till I'm gone. I sit back and blaze away like I'm a Akeem Elijah Wan. Yeah, da da da. Yeah, da da da. Hip hop. I'm real talk. Hip hop. I'm real talk. Da da da. Good luck, J. Philly. Yeah.
Welcome to the new world.
We always dig. Thank you so much, Real Talk. Guys, thank you. I appreciate you. One more rip. Let's take it home. Have a good night. We'll see you next time. Getting a couple shows going this week, eh? Not bad. Not bad. I like it. Good night.